what's happening, guys? As I promised, I'll be coming back with some huge stuff, and today is the perfect time to cover up some heavy news which hit the internet just recently. And of course, first of all, we've got the official title. Finally, the title is revealed for the upcoming Spider-Man solo film. Earlier last week, Sony Pictures registered a bunch of website domains such as Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Coming of Age.com, Spider-Man Greatness Awaits Movie.com, Spider-Man Suspended Movie.com. Ever since then, people were speculating that perhaps one of these domains actually represents the actual movie title, and they were right. Actually, one of these domains actually does reveal the title, and just recently, during the presentation at CinemaCon in Las Vegas, Sony Pictures finally officially announced the Spider-Man movie title, which is Spider-Man Homecoming. And we've got this picture right here, the actual title and the font revealed. The shape of the font, the way it's written actually does represent the Amazing Spider-Man comic book title. And as for the font itself, for the letters, quite interesting. Of course, the title down below, Homecoming, with Spidey symbol replacing the letter O, which is pretty funny. From this title alone, you can say most certainly that the movie will have this light-hearted tone. It will be a fun movie. As we heard previously, it will feature lots of John Hughes type of humor. It's probably the most light-hearted, sort of a kids-friendly movie in the whole MCU so far, not counting Ant-Man, which was pretty funny and hilarious as well. Spider-Man will be even more funny, I'm sure about it, not so much about serious tones and stuff, more about this teenage kid, Peter Parker, who we'll see growing up, actually evolving as a character through the trilogy, what might be trilogy, and of course more films later on. The title itself, of course, does make sense as well. I guess Homecoming sort of means like, Spider-Man getting back to Marvel, sort of. I'm sure there's a different reason to the title. As for the other website domains, I really doubt these are titles for the future Spider-Man films, the sequel, the trilogy. Most likely these are titles for, let's say, mobile games or video games or some other, type of Spider-Man entertainment which will tie into the movie. One of the titles could represent the upcoming animated Spider-Man movie as well from Sony Pictures. Or maybe, they didn't bother at all and just revealed the whole trilogy titles and the fourth movie, which is Spider-Man Suspended, which is unlikely. Another major piece of news in terms of importance, we've got to know how much screen time Spidey actually has in Captain America Civil War. We heard about Spider-Man's role being sort of a cameo type role, really short role. Well, apparently it's not really the case. Marvel's Realm over Twitter asked Mike Sampson, who apparently was at the early screening, how much screen time Peter Parker gets, and the response was maybe 10 minutes of Peter Parker and a good 20 minutes of Spidey. 30 minutes of Spider-Man and Peter Parker. This certainly isn't a cameo type of role, neither it's a big role, but he will have some dialogue, he will have some scenes, rumored to fight scenes, and some scenes at his home with his aunt, played by Marissa Tomei. So, that's pretty freaking exciting. 30 minutes of Spidey already in Captain America Civil War. Can't wait to see it. Another major piece of news is that during this presentation in Las Vegas, Sony Pictures also revealed, besides the movie title, the actual clip from the upcoming Spider-Man solo film. That's right, a whole clip. Let me just quote TheWrap.com. The description of this clip, quote, Holland Parker comes home from school to discover that his Aunt May is on the sofa with Iron Man alter ego Tony Stark, appearing with a black eye and offering the high schooler a job. There's also an establishing shot of a huge metropolitan apartment building where Peter and May live, Queens, flashed on the screen in a huge trendy font, naming their location in New York Borough, immediately reminding us of every episode of HBO's Girls ever. First of all, we already knew that one of the Marvel's MCU characters will appear in Spider-Man's solo film. It's a part of the whole Marvel and Sony deal that Sony can use MCU characters in their own Spider-Man solo films. Now we know who it is. It is Iron Man, Tony Stark. Perhaps more of the characters will appear as well. Second thing, now how about that Tony Stark arrives at Peter's apartment and actually chats with Aunt May, which most likely means that Aunt May at this point is actually aware that Peter is Spider-Man, which is something which hasn't been done in any of the previous Spider-Man films before. It has been done in the comics, of course. This isn't confirmed, but seeing how Tony Stark out of nowhere appears at Peter's apartment with a black eye, presumably right after the Civil War events, recruiting Peter Parker and actually offering him a job. This either means that she's aware he's Spidey, or perhaps she's aware that Tony Stark has been his, icon of inspiration to Peter Parker, somebody he has been looking up to while growing up, and it's just this millionaire superhero arriving and offering Peter a job because Peter is a genius, and Aunt May is of course aware of this, so she doesn't know he's Spider-Man. She just is surprised that they're friends, he's friends with Tony Stark. Either this or that. More characters might be introduced in Spidey's very first film, either maybe Captain America if he survives the Civil War, or maybe Hawkeye and a bunch of other characters. Neither Thor or Hulk will appear in Spidey's solo flick, that's for sure. Thor Ragnarok starts shooting same time Spidey does, and considering the plot of the Thor Ragnarok, I don't see Thor or Hulk appearing there, but other characters might appear there for sure as well. Latest Captain America Civil War International TV spot shows us another glimpse of Spidey. That's the scene we've seen in the previous trailers, but Spider-Man wasn't there. Somebody did some really nice editing there. Spider-Man is now running among other team members from Team Iron Man. In this brief shot, he's right here, and that's our second official glimpse at Spidey in Civil War. And finally, of course, it is a rumor time, another rumor coming from Birth Movies, Death.com. Take it with a huge grain of salt, but basically they say that Vulture is going to be a villain in the movie, and that's it. They don't even back it up. So
Shazam! Right.
Vulture, of course, was villain for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, a movie which unfortunately haven't seen the light of the day. John Malkovich was rumored to play the role. So tell me what you guys think about it, especially the movie title and the fact that, about this clip, Tony Stark arriving at Peter's apartment. How do you think the scene will play out? Do you think Aunt May actually knows Peter is Spidey? And you can check out all this piece of news in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. Well, once again, stay tuned for more huge stuff, and see you later. I'm off for now.